And we welcome you into the Pride Pregame show here on what has been a cloudy and overcast Sunday afternoon. Kendrick Fruit, Stephen Whitenhouse here with you. And what a weekend it's been for Greensboro College athletics. And specifically, we'll talk about this men's soccer team here. A big win against rival Guilford. Football followed it up with a win. It really was a Guilford sweep this weekend. Took all three games/matches against the Quakers. But talking about this men's soccer team, exercised a lot of demons yesterday.
Yeah, I think yesterday's pregame show we talked about some of the things that they needed to improve upon if they were going to win yesterday, and they did. Tactically, it was beautiful. They stayed disciplined, and so hopefully that's a sign of things to come because they got another tough Berry team today.
How about, I think it starts with Alvaro Hermosa talking about the fact that he has stopped everything that he has seen this year, including a couple yesterday that I know had you picking your jaw up off the ground.
Yeah, Alvaro's just been unbelievable. Some of the saves he's made this year are just incredible. The junior goalkeeper has just been huge for us, and yesterday made a couple of saves. But honestly, outside of his saves, he didn't have to do too much work because the Pride, especially the defense, they played really well. They controlled possession throughout the game, and Guilford, even with 13 corner kicks, really didn't have that many great looks on goal.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, we know that this offense runs through Jay Deanna, at least right now, 4 goals right now. And I think the good thing for me yesterday, though, is we saw a couple other offensive pieces. I think Gustav Omen's going to turn into be a very, very strong secondary scoring possibility for Greensboro.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Jay Deanna, who obviously is, kind of the star, at least right now. But when you can have help from Gustav, and I think there's a lot of other guys that are going to help a lot too. You talk about, Elias Goldsberry got to play yesterday, Eddie Hivington, Callie Hermanson. I mean, there's a lot of weapons across the roster. So, Gustav's been great too. Kind of a coming out party yesterday with the big goal, the first goal of the game. So, along with Gustav, there's a lot of other options too.
It's interesting you mentioned Goldsberry and Hemington. That was going to be part of my next question here, my next topic. You're talking about some guys who really haven't gotten to play a whole lot this year. They got an opportunity yesterday. And I think with Hemington, we saw him play really aggressive defense. That late tackle he had late in the game was a phenomenal effort. And then with Goldsberry, I think the burst of speed that we saw from him, and I think his ball handling skills as well, you can see what these guys bring to the table.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talk about the depth. Like, this team is just so deep. We see the substitutions come in, and it's like, okay, great, because there's no drop off. Like there's just no drop off, and so Eddie played great yesterday. Kind of coming off an injury, Elias as well. Kind of had a little his ankle's been bothering him, but he looked really good yesterday as well. Had some shifty moves and looked pretty healthy. So I think as the team gets healthier, they're only going to be better.
This is an interesting Berry team. It's been a strong program for a while. Last couple of years have maybe been a little bit of a downswing for them, but back when they were NAIA team about 10 years ago, they were regular NAIA tournament contenders, and their coach has been there 23 years, 260 career wins. So a very veteran head coach and a guy who's got a lot of soccer smarts we're going to have to deal with today.
Yeah, I think it's a great challenge for Greensboro. And I think these games that we're playing as Randolph, Guilford, Berry, they're only going to make us better when we get to conference play. Berry is a really solid program, but not just in soccer, but just all the way around. It's a really good athletics school. So it'll be a great test once again today. But good thing we're on the home turf, and we'll talk about the keys to the game. But if we can get out to an early strong start, I think that'll help a lot.
Getting off of soccer here for a minute, I want to give you an opportunity to tease something that's coming up at halftime. Obviously, football with a big win yesterday in the Soup Bowl, their first Soup Bowl victory since 2012, and we got to be down there on the sidelines and just witness all the raw emotion down there. You had a chance to talk to Coach Card and quarterback Josh Sims after the game.
Yeah, it was an emotional night for sure. Coach Card and the team just so elated. They put in so much work in the off season to get ready for the season, but the Guilford game is the biggest game of the year. Talk to anybody, and that's, they would say Guilford is the biggest game for football. And, Coach Card and his coaching staff worked super hard. Josh Sims, what a great story yesterday. The senior comes in the third quarter at quarterback and leads a couple of touchdown drives. and just and not only that, but he's just a super great kid as well. Super humble, great personality, and so it was huge for football yesterday. And then just as a whole, Greensboro Athletics, getting 3 wins so far against Guilford. Women's soccer plays them in a couple of weeks for the final game of the fall against Guilford. But just an incredible weekend so far, and hopefully men's soccer can wrap it up with a win against Berry.
Yeah, volleyball took care of business yesterday on the road at Clinton, and softball did the same, or not softball, soccer rather, did the same thing at Averett. 2 goals for Petroskis, had her first 2 of the year, and Kendall Cam the first 2 of her career. So just really good to see all the teams firing on all cylinders. I posted on X last night. I was doing a little bit of math. After Greensboro football's first game last season, so the fall of 2024 rather, they were a combined 5-10. This year, after football's first game, throwing in FIFA's win into the mix as well, they are 10-0-2. What a turnaround!
Yeah, what a turnaround! I mean, and it just goes to the hard work that our coaches and our players are putting in. The coaches did a great job, I think, this past recruiting cycle of bringing in talent, whether it be transfers or freshmen. And obviously just the training and the practice they've had has paid off, and hopefully we'll continue that into conference play, but certainly we're going to enjoy it for now.
Well, Stephen, we're going to get to the thoughts of head coach Jake Weinshank here in a moment, but before we do that, your keys to today's game.
Yeah, I mean, I think just like yesterday, I would love to see if we could have back-to-back games of just staying disciplined, and then defensively limiting the opportunities for Berry. That's the only thing. Yesterday, Guilford had 13 corner kicks, and so we want to limit those opportunities. And I think if we could do that, worst case, you could have at least a result, today. But hopefully, you can come out with a win and continue that winning streak. And we've kind of talked about it. Getting off to a 2-0-1 start for this program is really cool. Especially after the struggles over the last few years. And so worst case, if you can get a result today, that'd be great. But if you can't get a win, you can get the ball to Deanna or Gustav, all the weapons that Greensboro has. That would be a huge, bookend to this incredible weekend.
Yeah, it's been almost 20 years since Greensboro started the year with 3 wins in their first 4 games. So that's a huge testament to what this team's been able to do. One big thing to note, Greensboro has never lost a game in which Deanna has scored a goal.
That's right. That's true. That is true.
Well, we'll get the thoughts of the coach here in just a little bit. We'll also give you a quick look at what happened in yesterday's Guilford game if you missed it. Stephen and I will be on the call today. I'm looking forward to seeing all the action. It's Berry, it's Greensboro, and it's coming up on the Greensboro College Sports Network.
Booyah.
The White Weekend song.
The White Weekend, Joe. All right, let me send you Cord's interview real quick.
Okay.
Turn that on.
And Hermanson boots it in towards the net. The redirect and a nice save by Vidal Peraza. Reached out the right hand and able to redirect it. With how young this team is and with how new a lot of these people are. That one is sent in towards the box. Battled for out in front. Headed by Hermanson and a good save by Vidal Peraza. But the redirect score. I believe that was Omen. Gustav Omen. And the Pride take a 1-0 lead. And a shot. Oh, what a save by Hermosa. Hermosa goes up and extends. Full extension right hand. Saves that one from going top shelf. 2:15 to go. This is Jacob Garbia. Sends that one to Hermosa. Makes a nice save and kicked out of bounds by Hall. Guilford, but Nagash with it. He's going to clear it. Sends it up the other way. Oh, here comes Omen. This could develop into something. Omen with a nice pass to Deanna. Deanna fires this one out and scores! Jade Deanna, lower left corner, his 4th of the year, and the Pride double their lead 2-0. A nifty pass there from Gustav Omen, and Jade Deanna with his 4th goal of the season. So that's the most goals by a Greensboro College freshman since Craig Thomas scored 5 in 2022. Clock winding down to the final 10 seconds. Good slide tackle by Hemington. And Guilford not going to push it any further than that. And Greensboro, with their first victory in men's soccer against Guilford since 2017. 2-0 your final score.
Well, we're killing two birds with one stone here. We're getting the post-game thoughts of head coach Jake Weinshank, and also we're going to use this on the Pride pregame show tomorrow. So, Coach, first off, just your quick reactions of today's game.
Yeah, it's a good win against a rivalry team. It's been quite a while since we've beaten Guilford. It was really fun to do it at home. It was a hot game, so the guys had to deal with the elements. We had to do a lot of subbing, but I thought they handled it well and took care of business.
Yeah, Jay Diana with his fourth goal of the season. Ullman picks up his second of the year. A lot of your newcomers are picking up the yoke and getting it done offensively right now.
Yeah, no, we're excited. We brought these guys in for a reason. They've done a great job picking up the system, working really hard, gelling as a group. I think it's showing in some of the goals now. And I really just think they're guys that put the work in every day in training. You're kind of starting to see it out in the field, and I'm excited for the season.
Tell us about Hermosa. I mean, my goodness, the guy made some incredible saves today, leaving his feet in full extension, and it certainly looks like the real deal.
Yeah, Alvaro is a real deal. I mean, he came from a top JUCO, one where several players go to Division I's every year. So he was playing in that environment, getting games in. He's an older guy who has a big leadership role, big presence in goals. So, yeah, we're thrilled to have Alvaro, and he brings a great maturity and leadership to the group.
First win against Guilford by my count since 2017. And so talk a little bit about just the emotion side of it. I know some of these guys, have never gotten to experience that. So talk a little bit about what this meant to the team.
Yeah, we kind of had to teach the new guys what this game meant a little bit. I had several of the captains and some of the returners speak during our scout this week and kind of tell them what this game means to us and to the town and the importance of getting off, changing that narrative of losing to them. So yeah, it's definitely some education. I think the new guys did a great job taking up that mantle and getting everything today.
Yeah, I think they certainly took things to heart. When we had our preseason preview a couple of weeks ago, I asked everyone that final question of this will be a successful season if blank, and more than one person said just beat Guilford.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's what I said in my interview because several of my players, so it's good to hear that the guys are really circling this one and putting a lot of emphasis on it.
Last question here for you, Coach. Quick turnaround. You've got Barry coming up at noon on Sunday. Just tell us really quickly, how do you adjust for the quick turnaround and how do you prepare for them?
Yeah, it's all the classic stuff, just making sure the guys are getting the hydration, electrolytes, get a lot of calories in tonight, get a good night's rest because it is a very quick turnaround. Against a Barry side that will be very difficult defensively, who comes from a good conference. Luckily, they played yesterday as well, so we'll see how that goes during the match. But it's definitely a challenging one for us, and one that we're excited to turn around and play.
Well, Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations on a big win, and best of luck against Barry.
Appreciate it, Kendrick.
A big win for Greensboro against Guilford today. 2-0 your final score. They turn around and take on a tough Barry squad on Sunday.
Well, that sets the stage for today's matchup. Greensboro College and Barry, the Pride, off to their best start since the 2007 season, where they started the year 7-0. They're looking to continue what has been an early successful start to 2025. Starting lineups being announced at the moment on a day where, quite frankly, it could not be much more different than yesterday. Yesterday, almost 90 degrees and hot. Today, cloudy, barely in the upper 60s. May get to 70 today. We shall see. But otherwise, yeah, a game where it feels like fall, really, for the first time here in 2025. Starting lineups have been announced. They're getting ready for the national anthem. So we will step aside. When we come back, it's the Pride, it's the Vikings, and it's next on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Well, it may be cold, but the team is hot here. The Greensboro College men's soccer team, winners of 2 of their first 3, a draw in the other. Their best start since the 2007 season, and they look to continue it today, fresh off a 2-0 shutout victory over rival Guilford yesterday. It's another non-conference matchup for Greensboro College as they take on the visiting Berry Vikings. Good afternoon, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you. Stephen Whitenhouse alongside. And Stephen, we take a look at today's starting lineups here. For Berry, it's Cherry, Ferrano, Champ, El Bay, Stokes, Guzman, Whitaker, Stevenson, Rowson, Guzman, and Carlson. And Stephen, as we look at this lineup, one thing that stands out to me right now for Berry through 3 games, Jack Ralston, who scored 3 goals, is the only player to have more than 1.
Well, that's probably going to be the game plan. If we can slow him down, keep the ball out of his possession, the Pride might have a pretty good shot to win this one.
Starting lineup for Greensboro, actually a couple of changes today. Obviously, Alvaro Hermosa is in goal. Stepuric, Gazanfari gets the start today. So too does Alcabas and Rudel. Hermanson, Leo Cardona drawing this start. Juan Medina Beltran also. Gustav Oman, Jay Diana, and Elias Goldsberry making his first career start today as well. What do you see in that lineup?
Well, there's a lot of versatility. Leo Cardona, good to see him getting a start. But again, like we talked about in the pregame show, there's so much depth on this roster. You can interchange multiple players on this team. So it's a solid starting lineup. Good to see Goldsberry also in there. Having his ankle healthier. But you're also going to see a lot of other talented players coming in here later in this first half.
Certainly makes me think, too, when you have the back end of a back-to-back, maybe it allows you to make a couple of roster changes like that, or lineup changes, if you will. And that's what Coach Weinshank has done today. Possession will begin with the Vikings as we are underway here on the campus of Greensboro College. Greensboro in the green kits today with the white numbering. Berry with the white jerseys and shorts and the dark blue numbering there, as this one is an early clear from goalkeeper Cooper Cherry, headed out by Goldsberry to Medina Beltran, back to the center line, and Greensboro will settle things down. Greensboro starting lineup with an extra defender today than what we saw yesterday. Send it all the way back to Alvaro Hermosa, who made a couple of, we'll say, gravity-defying saves, or physics-defying saves yesterday. This one a turnover on the Greensboro third, or is approaching the middle third of the pitch. And here come the Vikings up the other way. That's Tyler Whitaker, the sophomore, who feeds this all the way down into the far left corner. We are again stationed on the home football side of Pride Field, so Greensboro will be working left to right. Berry will go right to left. Speaking of the home football side, huge win last night in the Soup Bowl. First win for the Pride since 2012.
Yeah, huge win last night. Obviously, men's soccer defeated them as well in the late morning, early afternoon time slot yesterday. 3-0 against the Quakers overall. Of course, volleyball with a win the other night as well. So if we could book in this weekend with a win against Berry, it would certainly be an unbelievable weekend for Greensboro athletics.
And Stephen, as Greensboro trying to push the issue up here, El Cabas working it back to Gazanfari, it kind of feels like we fast-forwarded 3 months in the calendar from a hot August day yesterday, and it feels like it should be November today.
Yeah, it feels like playoff soccer weather today, to be honest with you, and that's going to be it's going to be a corner. It looked like Stepuric with a little push, but they are going to say it's off of Berry, so an early opportunity for the Pride. Let's see Berry. Berry's going to take this corner. And an early opportunity for the Vikings. So let's see if they can capitalize. Remember yesterday, Kendrick, Guilford had 13 corner kicks. They had about 4 the first 5 minutes of the game. And so luckily they didn't capitalize, but we'll see how Berry takes this first one.
Guzman's corner kick punched out by Hermosa, and it will go out of bounds. That's something you talked about in the pregame show, was about trying to play with some discipline for Greensboro and not allow all those opportunities. As we saw Guilford yesterday, certainly had a quantity
of those opportunities, just not able to capitalize, as you said.
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, obviously, when you're battling for the ball, it just, hits off of, your own player, and unfortunately the other team gets a corner kick. So, you'll have those unfortunate mishaps that, end up giving the other team an opportunity with the corners. But it was pretty crazy yesterday with Guilford having 13 of them.
Greensboro trying to push the issue defensively. Jay Deanna looks as if he were about to throw it in, but he will hand that responsibility off to, I believe that is, well, Oman hands it off now to, I believe, El Cabas.
Playing hot potato.
Oh, yeah, passing the baton. The round soccer ball-esque baton.
There you go.
El Cabas will throw it in to Oman. Gustav scored his second goal of the year yesterday on a nice redirect. Kale Hermanson sends this one back down to Rudell, who will find Stupuric. Actually, will find Hermosa, who sees Gazanfari right in front of our position, knocked aside, though, by Adolfo El Bay. And here come the Vikings running down the far side. That's Stevenson. Stevenson sends this back across the center line onto their own, almost into their defensive third.
I think already you can see Barry, they're a very athletic team. They got some speed as well. Defense is going to have to play well for Greensboro, and that may be why Coach Weinshank started with 4 defenders today.
Barry whiffed on a pass there, and Greensboro, with the turnover, will set things up. The Vikings come into today with a 1-0-2 mark, a 3-0 win against Brevard, and then a 0-0 tie against Lynchburg and a 1-1 tie at Methodist. Ralston, we mentioned, with 3 goals. Only other goal scorer this year is Daniel Osho, who has 1. Teams fighting for possession. Goldsberry trying to settle it, loses it. No, able to keep it from going out of bounds, but only temporarily. We are just over 5 minutes into this contest, no score. Barry throws it in. El Bay with it. Sends this a little bit further up off the chest of Sam Carlson. His pass intercepted by Hermanson, and Hermosa will come out and grab it. To Stupuric. Back to Hermosa. This is the third of 4 consecutive home matches for Greensboro before they hit the road against Mid-Atlantic Christian next weekend, but they're going to host Averett on Wednesday. Women's soccer got the job done against Averett yesterday, a 4-1 victory. Game in which Petroskis and Kendall Cam both notched their first 2 career goals.
Yeah, heck of a start for both men and women. Soccer, hopefully this is not a jinx, but we have not lost a soccer game yet this year.
Well, now if we lose, it's your fault.
Yeah, it is 100% my fault.
I think as I'm sitting here between you and Athletic Director Jerry Fisk, I think he says most things are your fault.
Everything that happens, there's a shot
blocked out in front by Mika Rudell. Possession still fought for. A header was whiffed on there. And I think Medina Beltran, he's going to try to clear it out to Deanna. Fought there instead, though, by Jackson Champ. Trying to work his way through a couple defenders. Gives this one off to Alex Ferrand. Now to El Bay. El Bay on the near flank, now trying to work his way inside. Good footwork to get past Gazanfari. And a great job by Stupuric to come out and get that one, at least for a moment.
One factor, too, today is there's another shot that's blocked.
That was Ralston trying to look for his 4th goal of the season. Hermosa will clear it up.
One factor today, obviously you said, it's a lot cooler today, but, Greensboro just played yesterday, about 24 hours ago. So you hope that fatigue doesn't, become a factor today, although it would be understandable.
El Bay again, second time he's turned the corner on Gazanfari in as many attempts. Greensboro able to make another, or force another turnover. Racing for it is Carlson trying to, or that wasn't Carlson, rather, that was Guzman getting past Deanna. And now it's Jackson Champ. Deanna marks him. Champ able to maintain possession, sends it further up the pitch.
Down on the far flank, it goes out of bounds. And Berry to throw in. That's Guzman. Greensboro able to clear that one. Guzman backing down his defender, much like a basketball player in the lane going for a rebound.
Already you've seen Berry control possession and have a few opportunities already deep in Pride territory.
Which has kind of been unusual for Greensboro
sure.
this year. They've outshot their opponents in all 3 games so far.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, you could tell this Berry team is talented. I mean, already you've seen El Bay. He's got speed. He's got great handle with the ball. So he's going to be tough to stop today, it looks like.
Adolfo El Bay, the junior from Marietta, Georgia. Transfer from Birmingham Southern. Although pretty much anybody from Birmingham Southern's a transfer as the school doesn't exist anymore. Mika Rudell working his way. Starting to go down the far side, sends this back to Stepurik. Now back to Rudell. Ralston going up to meet him. Ball back and forth around the center line. Fought for Rudell with it for a moment. Settled by Kale Hermanson. And his pass to Ghazenfari off the mark and out of bounds. Yeah, I don't know. In the early going, Stephen, it just seems I'm not going to say the team looks flat because they don't, but it just doesn't seem like it has quite the energy as yesterday.
Well, and you also got to think about, too, you get up for a big rivalry game yesterday. And, again, I think, that's the tough part about, this weekend is that, any sport really, a second game of a back-to-back is tough. And so, especially in soccer, we'll see what Coach Weinshank and Coach Del Cid can kind of draw up here. But Berry definitely, again, controlling possession early on.
Header missed there in front of the net. Possession fought for, retained by the Vikings. Charlie Stokes sends that one in. Hermosa comes up and picks it up.
And it also doesn't make it any easier that Berry's a very good team.
Sure.
So playing a team like Berry on the second game of a back-to-back here this weekend.
Would you say they are very good?
Yeah, they are very good so far. That's not the only joke that we'll be talking about here on the Greensboro Pride Sports Network.
You didn't know this is the comedy channel, right?
Yeah, sometimes it is.
Coming out to settle that one down will be goalkeeper Cooper Cherry from Canton, Georgia. Sends it back out. Another thing, Stephen, that we haven't really talked about today, it's quite breezy. You certainly wonder if that maybe will have an effect on some airborne passes and shots as well.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that coming in today is, it'll be interesting to see how the wind affects, some shots.
There's an opportunity for Berry cleared away by Greensboro.
Especially, longer range shots that are taken. We'll see how the wind kind of affects play today.
And it kind of makes me wonder, too, if you have to factor that into your game plan, your second half adjustments, where you say, hey, shoot from closer.
Well, right now, Berry has gotten close. No dice so far, but Greensboro is certainly going to have to slow them down if they're going to keep them out of the net.
Officially 2 shots for Berry, neither on goal, and no shots attempted for Greensboro. Ralston with it, sends this one back to Guzman. Guzman sends this back over the middle. I think Hermanson maybe got a foot on it. And that pass is going to be redirected the other way as Jackson Champ will send it back to the offensive third for the Vikings. Greensboro now with it, working the other way. Gustav Oman, long feed to Ghazenfari. He'll get to it. Sends it up ahead to Goldsberry. Back to Ghazenfari, and again Greensboro retreats. Hermanson back to Stepurik. Stepurik looking to split a couple of defenders. He does. Long feed up ahead, a little bit off the mark, and turned aside by Ferran.
Another situation, Stephen, where you see the thought process there, but not connecting on a longer pass.
Yep, just a little bit to the right there of Gustav Oman, who was the intended target from that pass. But as we see Barry coming right back down the field, just again, I think it's a kind of a combination of this team. Barry is a very talented team, and coming off a back-to-back, it's just kind of and an early game too. I mean, 12 o'clock game, so it's see if Greensboro can kind of overcome some of those factors.
And I think, too, is another thing to look at as the day goes on. You kind of get worn down having to be on the defensive as much as we saw maybe some of the teams that Greensboro's faced earlier. Good feed to the top of the box. Here's a shot on the ground to Hermosa. Shot by number 21, Charlie Stokes, and his teammates laughing at him a little bit. I don't think he got as much on that shot as he was hoping as he turned the corner.
He rolled over on that one, as we would say in baseball or softball. He hit the top of the ball and just kind of rolled it to Hermosa.
An easy 6-4-3.
There you go.
Goldsberry settled it for a moment. Back out to Whitaker and the Vikings. Guzman. And we have a stoppage. Ghazenfari, perhaps a little bit of blood on the elbow. He's
Hermanson, it looks like.
Hermanson, excuse me.
Yeah, he's on his finger.
What I'm saying is I should have just ripped it. I don't know why we trying to pass it in the corner.
Trainer Jaden DeWitt helping him take care of that. Yeah, you can see his pinky. A little blood on his pinky finger.
See if they'll have to make a sub here, or if they can get this bandaged up and Callie can come back in.
Well, we mentioned the leading scorers for Barry this year, and we'll take a look at some of Greensboro's numbers. Looks like maybe Hemington about to check in, but Greensboro offensively this year obviously led by the freshman phenom Jay Diana with 4 goals. Sergio Garcia Barrios has 2, so too does Gustav Oman. 1 goal each for Jalen King, Axel Garcia, Vila, Max Hall, and Tyler Ghazenfari for a total of 12 goals this year. And Hermanson's actually going to stay out there.
Yeah, looks like he's good to go. Got that bandaged up. Hemington looked like he was about to come in, but it looks like Callie is good to go, and we'll restart the action.
Almost 15 minutes in, Greensboro still looking for a shot of any type. I don't know that the Pride have made it within 30 yards of the goal yet.
Well, no, not yet. It's been a little bit of a struggle on the offensive end here. Just maintaining possession of the ball. Barry doing a good job on both ends so far.
Jackson Champ, the sophomore, fires that one away from Diana as Medina Beltran gets in the way of the passing lane, and it goes to Rudell off the carom. Rudell sends it back to Hermosa. And there's a long feed up ahead. Seen a lot of back and forth in the middle third of the pitch right now.
Yeah, again, I know we've said it a couple times, but Greensboro just struggling to possess the ball, past midfield. Some passes just not quite hitting the target, and Barry defense, taking the ball away as Barry comes right back up the field. So going to have to make some adjustments here as we go on in the first half.
And, that's kind of one of the things I've seen from Barry so far. They're not really a 1 or 2 touch offense. This is a team that likes to string together a lot of passes and extend the quote-unquote proverbial time of possession.
Yeah, well, so far they're definitely winning time of possession. But again, Greensboro, I'm sure Coach Weinshank will make some adjustments here. Even if Greensboro struggles the rest of this half on offense, if you can take it into the half, at 0-0, I think that's kind of a win based on the way it's gone so far. And that way, you have a tie game, and at halftime you can kind of bring your team together and kind of talk about some adjustments.
Well, I think you're right about something that you hit on earlier, and that's the fact that I think Adolfo El Bay is going to have a huge part to play in the
in this game if Barry's going to be able to pull this one off.
Well,
or
of course,
not pull it off, but
sure.
come away with the win.
We usually don't have much scouting report, with individual players.
He's
coming
passing
in,
the eye
but
test
he
right now.
has passed the eye test. That's for sure. He's definitely a talented player. But Barry looks like they got a lot of talented players.
Sure do.
In this starting 11.
Stevenson all long feed up ahead to Charlie Stokes. Stokes surveying the field, fires this in on Hermosa, but it's going to be knocked aside by Stupurik. Greensboro can't really clear it, though, and it's Lucas Stevenson.
And that was a great pass by El Bay. Just punches it forward to Stevenson. Unfortunate for Barry that they couldn't quite execute the cross, but El Bay with a great pass.
One thing Greensboro has had this year that I've noticed is Stevenson looking to send it back over towards the middle. That's Ralston, their other big goal scorer this year. Ralston's going to send it back out. Greensboro's defenders have fantastic closing speed. When they run from the middle of the pitch back to defend in the goal, Greensboro defenders can get back there with the best of them.
And I think that's one of there's multiple differences, from last season, but that's one of the differences is the defense is very athletic and has speed.
Speaking of speed, El Bay sends this one in on Hermosa. He's going to scoop that one up. Crossing in front of him was Guzman. Almost wondered if he was going to redirect it.
I don't know if that was a pass or what. If it was a pass, that was heck of a vision from El Bay because he just came streaking across, and unfortunately it was a little behind him, and Hermosa got it. But, again, El Bay looking very sharp this afternoon for Barry.
Deanna can't handle it. Guzman with it now, racing up the near flank, sends this one out to El Bay. That was a nice pass. El Bay trying to work on Gazanfari. He gets around him again. Shot in on net, redirected out in front. Picked up by Ralston. He'll settle it down. Sends this on up ahead to Ferran. And Greensboro takes it away again. Gazanfari has been beat by El Bay 3 times to his right.
Looks like we may have a stoppage here. I'm not sure if it's a cramp. Looks like number 8, Alex Guzman, sitting on the turf. And we'll have a stoppage of the clock.
Timothy Ratokin checking in, the freshman for Barry. Greensboro is going to send in Hemington now, it appears. And we'll let those substitutions take place as they stretch out Alex Guzman, and we'll step aside. No score. We are approaching 20 minutes deep here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Injury timeout over again. Hemington is checked in for Greensboro for Medina Beltran, but Guzman checks out. Timothy Ratokin has come in for him. Greensboro's Jay Deanna working down the near sideline. That's poked out of bounds. But again, as Greensboro finally starts to work their way deeper into Barry territory, it's a turnover, and Barry will throw it in. Ratokin's header taken by Hemington. Greensboro with possession. Stupurik sends it back to Hermosa. Hermosa to Rudell. Back to Hermosa. And he will send that one out of harm's way. And perhaps another county over. I don't know which county is that way. I'm a little directionally challenged where I'm sitting right now. We might have already woken West Hall up today. Here's Guzman. And Barry crossing the center line. Greensboro takes it away. It's Alcabas. Alcabas now racing up the far flank. Trying to fire this one in. Oh, was kind of ridden off there by the Barry defender. I can't see a number. But Greensboro again try to get something going on offense and not able to finish the play.
So about just under 25 minutes left here in the first half. Greensboro, last couple minutes have at least gotten the ball down into Barry territory, but here come the Vikings again, and that pass is just a little ahead of El Bay.
And that's saying something because we've talked about the speed of El Bay today, and the fact that he wasn't able to run that down, I think, says a lot. Looks like Isaac Nagash is going to check in for Ghazenfari. And Nagash is going to throw it in for Greensboro. We are 20 minutes in here in the first half. Nagash throws it to Goldsberry, who pokes this one over to Stepuric. Nice pass through the legs to Cardona, through the legs of a defender, I should say, but quickly turned right back over, and here comes Ritokin now to El Bay. Passed further back to Guzman. And to Champ, they've started to work their way away from the near sideline. A lot of the action was happening right in front of us, and now they go back to using the whole field. We were playing like half-field soccer there for a little bit.
Yeah, the ball has been on this side of the field a good bit. And again, possessed mainly by the Vikings as this ball is going to go out of bounds. Who are they going to give it to? Looks like a goal kick is going to come for Greensboro.
3 shots for Barry, 1 of them on goal. So Hermosa 1 for 1 in saves today and 12 for 12 on the year.
Yeah, you think about that. You know, so far he hasn't allowed a goal.
Way to go, Steve.
I know. I just did it again. But, you know, even, you know, the few goals that we have given up, you know, the other, our second keeper, Jacopo, he has looked strong as well.
Absolutely has. And again, we see strong dribbling skills there from Goldsberry on the sideline before the ball gets worked all the way back to Hermosa.
Just another pass. It just doesn't quite hit who he was going to pass it to. It was supposed to go to Alcabas. He eventually does get it as Oben.
Long feed up ahead to Goldsberry. Goldsberry trying to settle. He is ridden down in front of the net.
No foul.
No foul. Elias Goldsberry looked like he might have a golden opportunity.
Yeah. I don't think that was a play on the ball, but and unfortunately Goldsberry's a little shaken up. He's up now, but that was the first real opportunity for Greensboro. So let's see if they can kind of capitalize as they got the ball back here.
Nice move by Alcabas. Tries to feed it up ahead. Foot race there between Omen and a Viking defender. Went out of bounds, and Barry will throw it in. Taken away by Alcabas quickly. Feeds this to Cardona. Cardona approaching the 18-yard line. Taken away, though, by the Vikings. Foot race here. Nagash is going to have it in front of El Bay.
Kendrick, that throw-in, as that ball goes in the box, that throw-in was interesting because Barry almost didn't think that the ball was being thrown in, so it was stolen by Alcabas. Now we have a foul call, and Nagash is down.
Nagash is down in some discomfort, and Greensboro players very, very, I guess, surprised that nothing was immediately stopped there.
So two plays that could have gone Greensboro's way. Let's see if Nagash looks like he's all right. He's going to try to tough this one out. They did get the foul call there, so Goldsberry's going to take this free kick.
So free kick here for Goldsberry.
Greensboro maybe mounting their first real challenge here, fired in and headed away by Barry, settled down by El Cabas, or trying to at least. It's going to be a foot race won by Rudell. Greensboro will settle it, but they'll have to back out into the middle third.
Well, some positives here, Kendrick. The last couple of minutes, Greensboro has definitely possessed the ball more than they have all game, and they've had it deep in Barry territory.
Yeah, a couple of dangerous offensive looks as Oman tries to feed this one inside, but it's cleared away by the Vikings, and missed attempt to settle it by El Cabas, but again, Rudell back there to do so. This could be a little bit of trouble here. Nagash and El Bay going for it. Nagash with it, sends it back to Stepurik. Greensboro's had a couple hairy moments on their defensive third at times this year, but I think their speed has bailed them out on more than one occasion.
I totally agree with that. The speed and athleticism has bailed them out a couple of times. Remember, the game against Randolph, there was a couple opportunities for the Wildcats in that first half. And
yeah, the one that Hermosa saved with his chin.
Yeah. Got some subs coming in.
So 3 of them looks like for the Vikings coming in. Number 15, Aiden Kanklers, and number 18, Max Albertson, and number 11, Brock Schultz. For Greensboro, looks like Sergio Garcia Avila, or excuse me, Axel Garcia Avila is checked in. Axel Garcia Avila, I didn't see who came out. Goldsberry came out, okay. ADs are spotter today. Appreciate you. Yep, there you go. 18:30 to play. Still no score. You probably have better eyesight than I do anyways. Goal kick here for Hermosa. We are at 18 minutes and counting. Greensboro still looking for their first official shot of the game. Goldsberry almost had it earlier. Rudell sends this down looking for Oman, but the pass a little bit too far and headed away by the Vikings. Mika Rudell has been settling a lot of errant passes back on the far, at least from us, flank today. And here comes Guzman crossing the center line.
One thing to watch now is that Greensboro's got some fresh bodies in there. They've made multiple substitutions already here in the first half, so hopefully that's going to give them a little bit of energy.
Especially because we've talked about it in the past, how you don't really notice a drop in production from those guys. So certainly an opportunity for Greensboro with those fresh bodies out there.
Yeah, that's one of the fun things about this team is there's so much depth. You got a great bench to go to if you need to. Again, not much of a drop off at really any position. Greensboro's got 3 more subs about to come in on the next throw-in,
which should be coming here in just a moment. It's going to be Jalen King, Max Hall, and Ori Edry checking in. King for Oman, Hall for El Cabas, and I didn't see who Edry came in for. Deanna. So Hermosa sends this one skyward, headed away by Brock Schultz, the senior from India Atlantic, Florida. Indy Atlantic, Florida. I think I added an extra A in that town name. Apologies. Stepurik trying to feed this one up ahead. blocked aside by, that was Ken Klars. This one's sent on up ahead, and Hermosa's going to come out and get it. Made contact with by one of the Berry forwards.
Glad that wasn't worse than it could have been.
Sure.
Momentum was really going towards the ball. Certainly wouldn't have been intentional contact there with the goalie, but good thing the contact was avoided, and Hermosa will kick it away. So already for Greensboro, not counting.
Oh,
well.
Oh, it hit Coach Mike's car.
Yeah, there we go. That's exactly what we needed.
Somebody should text him.
Now we got some action.
Now we got some action. So Coach Johnson's car just got hit by the ball.
It hit the hood.
Well, it's all right. We'll congratulate Alvaro for that kick after the game. But outside of Hermosa, I believe only 4 starters are left in the game right now for Greensboro. Just kind of telling you, the importance of fresh bodies today after the game yesterday afternoon.
Good defense there by Hemington. We saw him play some strong defense against Guilford yesterday. More substitutions for Berry. Daniel Osho checking in, as is Parker Pale and Cole Collado. Coming out is Sam Carlson, Adolfo Elbay also checking out, and Jackson Champ as well. That's one of the things, though, you look at the roster sizes, Berry is about as deep in terms of number of bodies. They can check players out just about as much as Greensboro can. Good defense there by Hall. As Hermosa saves it. Osho with it. $29. 13:08 to play. Stupurik to Hemington. Hemington's marked by Whitaker. Sends this back to Hermanson. Hermanson, long feed up ahead to Garcia Avila. That's going to be poked back to the goalkeeper, Cooper Cherry. Not had to say his name a whole lot today. Hermanson heading this one. And Garcia Avila tries to send this further on to Edry. Edry looking for it. It's behind him. He didn't know it.
Offsides called by the ref right here to our right.
Here comes Osho trying to feed this on up ahead. Foster to Retoken. Retoken service to the front of the box. It's turned aside, and here comes Greensboro up the other way. Greensboro still having hard times clearing it. Hermosa comes out to get it. Feed up ahead to Hermanson. To Garcia Avila, who has that one kicked aside, and again it's Osho with it.
Can you put a home save?
11:30 to go. Retoken with it, trying to work his way around a couple defenders to the front of the box. And again, cleared by Hermanson. Throw in here by Collado. And again, Greensboro pokes it aside and out of bounds. 4 shots for Berry, 2 of them on goal. Ralston a shot, Guzman a shot. The 2 on goal by Stevenson and Albertson. And again, still a blank sheet, which I will say is worse than a clean sheet for Greensboro. Guzman with it, one of the few players on either team that has played the entirety of the first half. Both these teams can do pretty much the full-on almost line substitutions in a way.
That's one of the cool things about this game so far is that both teams really showing off their depth.
By my count, Greensboro has 1, 2, 3, 4 from the Okay, yeah, so 3 for Greensboro that started the game that are still out there. That one headed away by Barry. I think Barry's only got 2 or 3 as well. Guzman and maybe 1 or 2 others. That's hit out of bounds off of Osho. Nagash to throw it in. Directing traffic, sends it in to Cardona.
Yeah, handball. Unlucky break there for Leo. But again, another kind of opportunity gone away for Greensboro here in the first half. Still a long way to go, of course, but
9:15 to play in the opening stanza. Osho trying to work it past Hermanson. Nagash sends it the other way. Edry trying to chase it down, but it's rounded off by Schultz.
Your car got smoked in the hood. Make sure it's good. It looks it from here, but it took a big one.
Guzman sending this down, looking for Kanklers. Taken away by Garcia. Avila now to Hermanson, feeds this one on up ahead to Hemington. Nice little move there. Start and stop for Eddie Hemington, but out of bounds with the pass.
Well, it started promising. A nice pass there from Axel and a nice ball from Callie as well. And then the pass up ahead just a little too far.
Osho quickly tossing it back to Whitaker, and here comes Barry. Settling things before moving forward. Long feed up ahead by Collado, the defenseman. Brock Scholes now with it, sending it back across the center line. Guzman now sending this one on up ahead. Pass a little bit too far for his intended target, but Osho is there to clean up the pass. This one redirected out in front. And Greensboro, well, tried to clear it, not able to do so yet. Nagash now looking for Garcia. Avila sends this up to Edry. Back and forth, the teammates pass it. Now to Edry, sends it back to Hemington, back to Edry. Greensboro not really attacking the net any here.
Got to get some spacing.
Taken away by Osho. Feed to teammate Rutokin. Now back to Osho. Osho may have a chance. No,
nice.
Good defense there by Nagash.
Great play by Nagash there. Yeah, just not enough spacing over here on that last possession. Just, again, just a little bit off today for Greensboro on the offensive end. So a corner kick coming for the Vikings. Believe this is their either second or third of the game. And we'll see if Greensboro can clear this corner out like they did earlier.
This is Foster. Foster's service into the box, headed.
Great save.
Hermosa, he clearly saved it. I can't see, but he clearly saved it as it comes out towards the Greensboro bench.
I don't know who shot it, and
I don't know how many players touched it or who touched it or whatever, but for all we know, that could have been the greatest save we've ever not seen.
Yeah, right.
Clock is showing 6 minutes remaining first half.
A very close opportunity, though, for the Vikings. They've had a couple.
Well, we've seen the potency of Osho and how dangerous he could be. There's a header right to Hermosa. He'll make the save. Oh, heads up, this one's coming our way, out of bounds. And Sergio Garcia Barrios, who's looking to check in here in a moment, knocked it down. Osho working the near boundary, splitting a couple defenders, poking this one out in front, headed away by Rudell. Garcia Avila was looking for Hermanson. It's turned aside. Edry's pass errant and going to the Vikings. Collado with it before it's sent all the way back down to Cooper Cherry.
Yeah, Greensboro had a couple minutes there where they kind of got some stuff going on offense, but last couple minutes the Vikings have certainly taken back control of possession as this ball served into the box.
Long feed up ahead, Osho, but Hermosa comes out to get it.
Tell you, Nagash has played well today too defensively.
He has.
Showing off his speed, made a couple of say saves, but for defenders certainly some key plays to prevent a couple of shots.
You know, one thing we've learned about Alvaro Hermosa is this one's fed on up ahead, knocked aside. Oh, here's a chance here for Edry. Shot and the save made by Cherry.
There's the first shot.
First shot for Greensboro is Ori Edry. But one thing we noticed about Hermosa that I was about to say, he's not afraid to come out and play the ball.
No, he's not. He's not, and he's very good at doing that. It can be risky at times. Remember the Randolph
to
game?
His own health or otherwise.
Yeah. But he has no fear, and that's what you want in a goalie.
Couple missed headers here from both sides.
Bouncing around. Now we got a foul on Hermanson, it looks like.
3:23 to play. 5 shots, 3 on goal for Barry, 1 and 1 for Greensboro. And Barry sends it back to Cherry. You know, it reminds me of Sherry Berry that used to be the what was her title?
I don't remember.
Something about the elevators. Her face was on every elevator in North Carolina. We have to look that up now. Sherry Berry was the Commissioner of Labor. That was her official position. I just remember every elevator had her name on it. Sergio Garcia Barrios has checked in. And here comes Barry trying to mount a little offensive pressure here. Hermanson redirects that pass. Greensboro comes up the other way. Couple players to the ground per side. Cardona a little slow to get up for Greensboro. They're playing along the far boundary. Dangerous pass, the middle of the pitch, and now bounding towards goal, and again cleared by Nagash. And you mentioned some of the big plays that he has made so far. And, you know, one of the tough things about that defensively, you know, we can sit here and we can all be very, very sure of how good he's played. There's no real stats on the stat sheet to show that, and that's tough when you look at defensemen and say they did a lot. You just can't really tell by looking at the numbers. We're down to our final minute 20. Long feed up ahead. Cherry is going to come out and send that back towards the center mark, or the center line, rather. It's going to roll out of bounds. Does either team have one last charge in them? Hemington trying to send this airborne and out of bounds. Here comes the throw in for Barry. Long feed up ahead. It's going to be a foot race won by Greensboro and sent out of bounds by Stepurik. Well, we talked about the emotional win in the Soup Bowl yesterday. At halftime, you'll hear Stephen Whitenhouse's interviews with Coach Card and Josh Sims. Heck of a job coming off of the bench in the second half and engineering a couple of scoring drives for the Pride, so we'll get their post-game reactions coming up at halftime, as well as a quick look at what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics and the USA South. We'll take a look at some of the first half stats, such as they are here. Throw in for Barry is cleared by, I believe that was Edry rather. And Hermanson with it, settles it, sends this out to Garcia. This one's sent towards Cherry. He'll settle it, and he looks pretty content to let the clock wind down, and they will. And that will take us to the break. 45 minutes of scoreless soccer. And we will step aside. Again, we'll hear from head coach Tyler Card and Josh Sims after winning the Soup Bowl. We'll take a look at what else is going on around the conference, what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics. Take a look at first half stats and get you ready for the second 45. All that coming up on the Greensboro College Sports Network.
All right, scoot up just a little bit so the audio is good. All right, Pride Nation, we are here with football coach Tyler Card. Coach, a huge 21-7 win in the Super Bowl. First win against Guilford since 2012. The emotions are running super high. What can you say?
Man, I'm just so proud of these guys, the way they came back and finished that game. We gave every opportunity in that first half to give it away, but we came back, we were resilient, we fought, and we finished. And I can't be more proud of them for that. Every aspect of the game we finished there, and it was great.
How satisfying is this? And I know it's gonna sink in over the next couple of days, but how satisfying is it? You put in all the work in the off season. You've got new coaches on staff. In particular, David Smith, the new offensive coordinator, drew up some big time plays late in that game. How satisfying is it to put in all that work and to see it pay off?
This ain't me. This is all them. This is all them. I got a great coaching staff. I love those guys. They put in the work. They put in the time. Got our guys ready. Even went through the ups and downs. We were able to steady the ship and got it done. I'm so proud of these guys. I can't even say enough for them.
Last question for you. Talk a little bit about just the guts and the grit that this team had. The first half, both teams, it was kind of rough, and in the second half, you guys come out and you just grind it out. You get a couple of touchdowns, you get 2 interceptions during the second half. Just talk about the grit that these guys had, especially in that second half.
Hey, that's something we've been trying to preach from day one. It's not about how you start, it's how you finish, and being resilient and knowing that it's going to happen and trusting that it's going to happen and believing it's going to happen. And they did all that tonight. And like I said, I just can't be more proud of the way we finished that. True guts right there.
Awesome. Greensboro wins at 21-7 here at Guilford. And we're here with head coach Tyler Card, who's got the Super Bowl trophy and the Super Bowl victory. And they start 1-0 for the first time since 2012.
Go Pride.
All right, go ahead and stop. You ready for recording? All right, Pride Nation, we're here with Josh Sims. Josh, what a night. I mean, you come in, in relief at quarterback, and you're able to lead a couple of touchdown drives. But just talk about your night, but also the team as a whole. As Coach Card, the grit that this team showed. What did you see on the field?
Ultimately, I'm gonna be real. It's not me. I have a whole bunch of weapons around me. They make my life easy. The O-line is great, and they, like I said, they didn't make my life so easy. It's not my performance. It's them, and I just, I ride in the car. That's
awesome, and it's so great to kind of see this team come together as a whole. We're talking about, we're giving the team credit. Just as Coach Card said, Josh, what does this mean to the team? We mentioned, to Coach Card, you guys know it.
Yeah.
This is the first win against Guilford since 2012, and you get to do it on the road, at their house as we see the Super Bowl trophy come in. What does it mean to the team for this win?
It means a lot. A lot of us seniors talked about it winning this game from when we were freshmen. We sitting in the dorms, and we always wanted this trophy. We always wanted to win, and that's what we did today. And we're excited. We're about to have a lot of fun tonight.
Awesome. Come on, Coach Card. Come on here. Pride win it 21-7, Super Bowl victory. We've got a lot of content coming to you this weekend, but the Pride win it. They start 1-0. They beat Guilford for the first time since 2012 right here on the campus of Guilford College. Anything else you want to say?
Go Pride.
Yep, go Pride.
All right.
Halftime here at Pride Field. No score. Let's take a look at what else is going on around the USA South in men's soccer. A quick recap of yesterday's scores. Obviously, Greensboro blanking Guilford 2-0. Berry and Methodist played a 1-1 draw yesterday. Sewanee defeats Southern Virginia 4-1. Roanoke defeating Brevard by the same score, so a couple of big losses from some USA South foes. Notre Dame of Maryland and Mary Baldwin a 0-0 tie there. William Peace a 1-0 shutout of Randolph yesterday. Still to come this afternoon, North Carolina Wesleyan on the road at Oglethorpe. That is a 1:30 match time in Atlanta. Why don't we take a look now at the conference standings as of last night. It would help if I click the right button. That's one of the user error, let's say. Pfeiffer sitting on top of the USA South with a 2-0 non-conference record. Greensboro, William Peace, both 2-0-1. Methodist 2-1-1. Mary Baldwin 1-2-1. And then your winless teams down at the bottom. Brevard, they do have a tie. Then North Carolina Wesleyan and Southern Virginia. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll take a look at what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics this upcoming week. A busy week, including big soccer days on Wednesday and Friday. We'll give you all the details when we come back on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Time now for a look at what else is going on around Greensboro College athletics this week. Nothing doing tomorrow or Tuesday. Then on the 10th, it's a soccer doubleheader. Men's soccer gets it started against Averett at 4:30. At 7 o'clock, women's soccer against Johnson and Wales. Both of those here at Pride Field. We hope to see you there. If not, we'll have it all for you on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Women's volleyball continues their early season road trip with their first conference match of the year at William Peace. That is a 7 o'clock start time. Then on the 12th, soccer. Meredith and Berry will be playing here women's soccer at 4:30 with our women's soccer team squaring off against Roanoke that evening at 7 o'clock. Cross country is at Pfeiffer for the Pfeiffer Invite. Then on Saturday the 13th, football with their home opener against Roanoke College, the program that has revived their football team for the first time in, I want to say it was like 100 years. I can't remember the exact number, but this will be the first time these two teams have ever played. Roanoke a victor yesterday, 23-7, the final score of their game. Greensboro, of course, 21-7 over Guilford. It'll be a noon kickoff next weekend. The Pride pregame show beginning at 11:45. Men's soccer at Mid-Atlantic Christian next week at 2 o'clock. Women's volleyball is at Lynchburg at 2 o'clock. And then against Bridgewater at 4 o'clock, that coming in Bridgewater, Virginia. Then lastly on Sunday the 14th, triathlon is on the road in Davidson, North Carolina, and women's soccer will host Berry, the same Berry Vikings here noon next Sunday. We'll take a look at first half numbers and get ready for second half action when we come back. No score here From the campus of Greensboro College, it's the Pride and it's the Vikings, and it's scoreless through 45 minutes on the Greensboro College Sports Network. College athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. Time for first half numbers here from Pride Field. No score. That's perhaps the most important number. We look at some of the overall stats here. Shots go to Barry 5-1 rather, excuse me. Shots on goal 3-1. 2 fouls for the Vikings, 4 fouls for the Pride. And you look at individual numbers here. Ralston, Guzman, and Stevenson all with shots. Kanklers and Albertson as well. For Barry. For Greensboro, the only shot was on goal. It was Edry. Hermosa has made 3 saves in 3 opportunities, and Cherry has made 1 save in 1 opportunity. As we're down to the final, minute 45 or so of halftime. However, I will say that if recent Greensboro College men's soccer games are any indication, I don't think we have used the entirety of the halftime clock once this year. Not that that matters in any sort of analysis, but sometimes we notice random things.
Steven, I don't know if you care, but the scoreboard doesn't match your stats much.
Like they've got 4 and
Talking about how good a start this is for Greensboro.
but whatever you want.
Their 2-0-1 start this year is the best by Greensboro College men's soccer since 2007, which is a year that men's soccer started the season 7-0. However, they finished the year 14-8, so after that 7-0 start, they went just 7-8 the rest of the way. Greensboro has outshot their opponents in all 4 games this year. They are down 5-1 in that category right now. And we are ready to get things underway, or back underway as it were. And Greensboro will begin the second half with possession. Cardona back to Hermosa. And we are back to it here. Long feed up ahead. And it's immediately turned aside by Barry as Medina Beltran runs his defender out of bounds. And Greensboro will maintain possession as Ghazenfari will throw it in. Hermanson to Ghazenfari, long feed up ahead, trying to split a couple defenders, not able to do so. Barry with a turnover there. Takeover is a combination between a turnover and a takeaway.
Yeah.
You know what? They should have NCAA capture the flag.
They should.
That would be incredible. Like you play it all across campus. The entire campus is inbounds. Anyways, back to this. Schultz sends this one back to Guzman. Over the middle, it's Albertson. And a long feed up ahead.
It'll be very interesting to see what the halftime adjustments were for Greensboro. The Vikings have possession here deep in Greensboro territory. Towards the far corner. Nagash misses.
Feed up ahead. Good job by Greensboro to obviously it wasn't a wall in the sense of setting it up, but great job by the defenders to act as a wall there.
Yeah, another close opportunity. You know, this Barry team, I mean, they look very good. They look like they have a lot of chemistry and, of course, a lot of talent as well. So, you know, again, we'll be interesting to see what adjustments Coach Weinshake made. But this Barry team looks tough, Kendrick. I mean, it's probably going to be tough to score. Hopefully, you know, Greensboro can get a chance and capitalize. But that defense is also going to have to play well if they at least want a tie result, because Barry's come close multiple times.
Absolutely. And you know this is a team that probably has got some lead legs right now for as much soccer as they've played recently. And they'll have a couple of days off beginning tomorrow, but they've got to make it through another 42 minutes and change. That one goes out of bounds far side. I think one of the big keys for Greensboro, too, Stephen, we talked about it, is a lot of the turnovers in the passing game right now. A lot of passes, they're trying to force it into tight windows and you know, look at the – I thought that one went out of bounds. I thought Greensboro was going to throw it in, but no, they're going to get a kick over here on the far side. But, yeah, I think of the passing game, it's just kind of looking and making some more safer decisions in the passing game as we've got another whistle here.
Yeah, a little bit of a scuffle trying to argue over space as we get ready for this free kick.
Who would win a battle between Vikings and Lions?
Oh, that is a good question.
Like a real battle.
We might see it right here as Goldsberry is going to take this free kick as soon as we get this little spat straightened out. As coach for Barry.
Yeah, Richard Vardy.
Yeah, arguing about the pushing and shoving. There's still some pushing and shoving now.
23-year veteran. And as we continue to wait for play to begin or resume, players still being sorted out in front of the Barry goal.
Yeah, this isn't uncommon.
Sure.
In soccer, but we are still going at it. As Hermanson now, not sure who that is for Barry, but now they're going against each other. So now we're going to get a free kick.
Goldsberry fires this in and headed away into the tree, and it's not coming down. Wait. Hey, there he goes. Reminds me of the volleyball that's been sitting on top of Haynes Gym for I don't know how long.
Yeah, that's it's a decoration now.
Yes. Can we paint it for the holiday season?
We'll see.
Paint it green or red or something.
So here's a corner for Greensboro, a opportunity they have. I don't think they've had a corner yet today.
No. Yes, they've had one.
They've one. So here's the second.
Headed away by Guilford, or by Barry, rather. Guilford on the brain. We played them a lot recently. Racing back to Greensboro's defensive third, now sent further up ahead. Hot potato with a couple of headers going back and forth, and a kick skied up, headed by Ullman. Now Goldsberry trying to work past the defender, taken away by the Vikings, as Vikings are prone to do, take things away. Taking the corner is Ralston. It goes out of bounds. Good defense there by Ghazenfari. Throws this one up ahead. Hermanson lofts this pass to Deanna. Deanna looking for it, settles it. Working the near side of the box. That kick, I think, may have had a little bit of contact there. It goes out of bounds to the left of the net. Looked like maybe that ball was redirected by a Barry defender. 39:50 to go. Looks like a corner coming here for Greensboro. It's going to be Goldsberry. That one taken by Cherry. Another corner opportunity for Greensboro comes up empty.
At least it's promising, though. Two quarters within a matter of about less than a minute of game time.
Starting to see a little bit more offensive pressure applied by the Pride. That one's sent back to Cherry.
And you got to think with the height that, of course, Deanna has and some others, is this ball served up?
Long feed up ahead to Ralston, and we've got a whistle, I think, offsides.
It is offsides.
Yep.
He was definitely offsides. But, if Greensboro can have another corner kick or two opportunity, you got to think that they've got a shot to put one in the net with Deanna and some of these other guys, Cardona, Gustav Oman as well. Just got to keep playing, got to keep battling here. They'll get some more opportunities, and hopefully Greensboro can take a lead here in the second half.
The Pride have had now 21 corner kicks this year. They're averaging about 4 or 5 a game. Fighting for possession in front of the box. And now a stoppage here. I think a foul on Greensboro.
The clock stopped.
A conversation here between the official and a Barry player. And I think unhappy Brock Schultz.
Can't see the number. Did you see it?
No, it was Brock Schultz
okay.
Right here, number 11, is clearly unhappy with it, but I can't see the player who's speaking with the official. I think that was Guzman, yep. Andy Guzman. Long feed up ahead. And Greensboro with it. Well, had it there for a moment at the center line, but El Bay knocks it away. Cherry near side to Collado. Back to Cherry. Cardona trying to apply a little bit of pressure right in front of the net. That would have been a great takeaway if he had gotten to it. Feed up ahead for Barry, and the Vikings try to mount an offensive pressure. Goldsberry again showing off the speed here as he works the center line, gets taken down. And here comes Ralston, a shot, a save by Hermosa. Check that, it wasn't Ralston, that was Daniel Foster, I believe.
Looks like a little bit of frustration kind of starting to set in for Greensboro. Just some things not quite hitting on all cylinders, some calls not going their way. But hopefully they can, again, we talked about in the pregame show yesterday and today, just stay disciplined, keep at it, and we'll get our opportunities.
5 fouls for Greensboro and 2 for Berry. El Cabas about to check in here, I believe, for Ghazenfari. .36:30 to play in the first half, or in the second half. Wow, I rewound time there for a little bit. Greensboro with it, and Kyle Hermanson sends it out of bounds. It'll be another turnover. You know, kind of something we talked about in the first half is the fact that Berry is able to have these extended touches, if you will, extended possessions. Greensboro, not so much. It's a couple and then a turnover. Long feed up ahead to Carlson. Carlson, with El Cabas marking him, sends this one inside. Looking for Ralston, turned aside by Rudell. Collado, though, settles it. Hermanson sends it back the other way. Deanna fighting for it. Trying to get to it. In between 3 Vikings, cleared away. But it'll be Goldsberry who whiffed on the settle. Now he's got it back. And trying to work his way around Adolfo El Bay. We've got a whistle.
Clear foul there on El Bay. And it'll be Hermanson taking the kick.
That's an interesting matchup, El Bay and Goldsberry. We talked about the speed that both of them have had.
Yeah, a lot of skill combined with those two.
So Hermanson, as the team spread out, fires this one wide.
We've got a foul against Berry. Deanna got pushed down, I think, unless we're going to re-kick this.
They're sending the ball out. I think that's what's happening. Sending it back to Hermanson.
Another tangle there. But Hermanson's going to take this again.
They'll give Greensboro a chance to reset it. His kick was a little wide. This one sent in. Headed. Oh, was saved by Cherry.
Heck of a save. Great effort by El Cabas there on the header. And a great save from the Berry keeper.
He punts that one away. Headed by El Cabas, sent further down into the offensive third for the Vikings. Ralsted settles it and crashes in between 2 Greensboro defenders. Down he goes. It's going to be a foul on Greensboro, but it certainly looked like he just tried to barrel his way in between the 2 defenders there and create space.
Looks like he's going to be okay. Well, we talked about Greensboro getting opportunities, and that was a beautiful one, a great pass from Hermanson. El Cabas with a great effort on the header, just an outstanding save there by the Viking keeper. But, again, it's encouraging, getting more opportunities are the pride.
That sounds like a great TV show name, The Viking Keeper.
Yeah, there you go. But now Berry's going to have a free kick opportunity. See if Greensboro can get this out.
I think that's Dawson over there. Sends this one in and headed away from the net. Ralston tries to send it back in. Greensboro to clear it. It will
job.
Roll out of bounds near midfield.
Nice job by the Greensboro defense. It'll be Berry's ball, but all the way back past midfield.
Charlie Stokes to throw it in. which he does, looking for Ralsted. Ralsted backs it up to Collado. Collado fires this one up ahead now to Carlson.
Oh, great idea by Deanna, just missed it. Tried to heel one backwards to Alcabas, but just missed the ball. Good idea, though.
Couple quick touches on the far flank for the Vikings as they work their way inside. That's Brock Schultz. Out in front, Deanna's able to clear it and send it the other way. Here comes Goldsberry. Goldsberry 1-on-4, doesn't have a whole lot of help with him. Now here comes the cavalry. Feet up ahead, too far for Omen. They're going to send it to Cherry. Elcabas tries to settle it off his chest, kicked out of bounds by Ralston.
Another impressive pass, though, up to Goldsberry from Deanna. Deanna, obviously the leading goal scorer for Greensboro. He's, kind of been the star. But his passing skills are excellent.
They sure are. I think the thing that impresses me the most about him is his touch. He knows, whether to feather a pass in there, whether he needs to put a little extra emphasis on it. That's Medina Beltran trying to split a couple of defenders. Working against 3 Vikings on the far side. Now it's turned over. Akale Hermanson gets a foot on it. And Medina Beltran with it sends this back across to Omen, now to Elcabas at the center line. Elcabas will send it all the way back to Hermosa, to Rudell, wearing the pink cleats. Spin move on Ralsted, gets away from him, get a little separation there. Long feed up ahead to Omen.
Who gets there first?
Gustav Omen trying to get there, but it's Guzman who will send it out of bounds.
It actually deflected off Gustav, so it's going to be a goal kick. Nice play there by Guzman to get possession back to the Vikings. Got some mass substitutions coming in for Greensboro here in just a second on the next throw-in.
What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Greensboro players about to check in. Dross, Garcia, Vila, Hemington, King, and Garcia Barrios. Collado with it, dragging the foot a couple of times, now passing ahead to Stevenson. Stevenson looking for Parker Paulet, sent it behind him. A little bit of a trip up over here. A couple players have gotten tripped up both sides. Cardona and Brock Schultz. And it's going to be a free kick here for Barry. And it's going to be Charlie Stokes with the honors. A couple of Barry players getting ready to check in.
15 and 12. You want me to get white or green coming up?
Stokes, service denied by Deanna. Barry sends it back in, headed away. Hermanson off of the foot of Goldsberry. Almost seemed like Goldsberry might have been in the way of that pass intended for Deanna. It was going to be called for a foul that he does not agree with. .28-17 to play. 6 shots to 3 in favor of Barry. 4 shots to 2 on goal. Greensboro has been called for 6 fouls. Barry has been called for 3. Long feed up ahead, headed away again by Hermanson. Service left side of the box, turned aside by Greensboro again. Nagash up ahead to Goldsberry, trying to settle it, which he does. He's so good at doing that. Feed up ahead to Omen, intercepted. Great thought process there for Greensboro, just not able to put what was in the brain into existence, as that one fed up ahead and tipped and snagged by Hermosa. Hermosa sends it away, headed by Barry. Back and forth we go. Medina Beltran absolutely leveled at the center line. Both players look a little shaken up, but a hard collision at the center line. Clock stopped at 26:58, and we'll take a break here. No score on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Cool. 26:58 to play. Free kick here for Greensboro. Following the injury timeout.
Who was the sub for Juan? Eddie. 16.
Eddie Hemington is checked in for Juan Medina Beltran. And on the other side, I didn't see who came in. Did you see? 4. Thank you, sir. Jackson Champ checked in. Hermanson feeds that up ahead, headed by Omen, and an opportunity for Cardona turned aside. Good defense there from Guzman. It's going to be a corner here for Greensboro, so Goldsberry will head to the post. Big substitutions here. We mentioned who was coming in. We'll tell you who's coming out now. It's Stupurik, Cardona, and Omen as Garcia, Vila, King, Garcia, Barrios, and Dross all check in. And so also it looks like Goldsberry is checking off now as well. And King, I believe, will have the honors down there for the corner kick. Service long and goes towards the near boundary, race for it, and Hermanson gets to it, wins the foot race, sends it out of bounds. Good defense there, good awareness of his location there for Hermanson. 25.5 to go. It'll be a corner near left side now. And that's going to go off from Hemington, off of the shin of Stevenson. Rudell with it. Sends it back to Hermosa. Long feed up ahead to El Cabas, but it's going to be turned aside by Barry. Bounding ball settled, at least for a moment, by Barry. Hermanson heads it the other way. Now it's Whitaker sending it back for Barry as they try to approach the center line. Here comes Greensboro with it now. Hemington racing to the left side of the box and turned aside. Hemington somehow gets the redirect right back to him, headed away by Barry. A little bit of pressure generated by Greensboro as it's sent out of bounds.
Yeah, definitely here in the second half, a lot more pressure being put on by Greensboro's offense, almost the opposite of what it was in the first half.
However, not adding any shots to their total. Still 3 shots on goal, which is what they had, or 3 shots total, rather, which is what they had at the break. Feed up ahead to Ralston. Ralston pass up ahead to Rutokin, trying to get around his defender, runs into a trio of Greensboro defenders. Garcia Barrios' pass, or at least was trying to clear it. It's sent out of bounds off of El Cabas, I believe. And it will be a Barry corner, which will be their 3rd of the game.
You got 3 for 20 for White.
Alex Ferran checking in. Parker Pauley checks out. Pauley from Asheville, North Carolina, attended Carolina Day School. Couple Asheville players on this roster. Daniel Foster, the freshman, the other. This corner curls in and headed in front of the box, and Greensboro trying to head it away. A scrum fighting for it. Greensboro clears. Forehand sends it back. Guzman. His long feed intercepted by Hermanson. Now it's King. King trying to race up to the far flank. Trying to be ridden off there by Champ. Down goes King. We play on. And here comes Barry up the far flank, working into the offensive third. And there's contact there between El Bay and I believe Hemington's down grabbing his shin.
That might be Droz. Yeah, Hemington's right here. I think that is Droz.
Yep, you're right. That is Droz.
And
they got tangled up, and I think his shin landed on the leg of El Bay.
So it'll be Hermosa going to take this free kick, and it looks like Droz is okay, so he'll jog back towards midfield.
21-50. As Hermosa, with that scorching liner, race towards the near sideline in front of the Greensboro bench. And pass towards Hemington. I don't think he was looking for it. And it's going to be another turnover. Again, Greensboro struggling to put touches together. Deanna, good job trying to get in the lane there, almost with a nifty takeaway. Rutokin with it. And it goes on up ahead for Barry as they're now in the offensive third. Sent back out to Jackson Champ, rather. Champ, the sophomore from Woodstock, Georgia. Long feed up ahead, settle down. Shot was turned aside by, I believe that was Rudell turning it away. Ferran trying to settle it now. Fancy footwork. He turns it over to Garcia Barrios, working down the sideline. Up ahead now to Garcia Avila, who gets around Ferran, now to Hemington, who feeds this to Garcia Barrios. This is Greensboro putting a couple touches together, but then as soon as I say that, Garcia Barrios feeds it on up ahead, and it is turned aside. .20:15 to go. Hemington with it. Battling Stevenson over there as they approach the far boundary. It goes out of bounds. And looks like Hemington going to check out for Cardona. On the other side, Daniel Osho getting back in for Sam Carlson. And I'll tell you what, looking at what we saw in the first half, Stephen, for as dangerous as El Bay looked, I think Osho looked all the more dangerous as well. That one headed. Hermanson trying to ride him off the ball, sent back now towards Cherry, but he's got to come out and get it because Deanna sneaking in behind him. What I was just saying a moment ago, well, we've got a little tangle up here.
As Dross again gets put to the ground, he's been hit hard the last couple minutes.
I know you're wearing multiple colored hats over there, or whatever that phrase is, multiple hats. But I was saying that, for as dangerous as El Bay has looked at, which he certainly has, I think Osho has impressed me a lot for Barry as well.
Sure. Only thing, too, with El Bay is that he hasn't had much of an impact here in the second half.
No, he really hasn't.
Like he did in the first. But Osho, he looks good, too.
18:30 to go. It's going to be Rudell to throw in. Long feed up to the left side. Cleared by the Vikings, and sliding out of bounds while trying to recover it is Ritokin there. Greensboro with possession and now going out of bounds after a collision between El Bay and Garcia Barrios. And Barry will grab possession, checking in Max Albertson. Coming out is Lucas Stevenson. Ferran sends it in to Champ. Champ from Etowah. Cherry passing it to a defender up the far side. Now to Whitaker. Now back to Champ, who passes it directly to Garcia Barrios, who just sends it to the middle of the pitch. Nobody really home to receive that pass. Good job by Hermanson with the tackle. But it goes right to Ferran, now to El Bay. El Bay trying to work around a few Greensboro players. That one deflected by Dross. Hermanson. Greensboro with it now. Hermosa is directing traffic out in front. And sends this skyward. Long feed up ahead, headed by Champ, and Barry trying to settle it, but here comes Hermanson with it. Hermanson pass up ahead, that's intercepted. Neither team really able to get anything going in terms of a extended possession, as this one going in on net, and Hermosa sends it high. Long feed up ahead, headed away by Champ again, and again Barry goes on the attack. Well, Greensboro has had a lot of experience clearing today, but not really anything coming out of it. Ralston to Whitaker. Whitaker working towards the Barry sideline, pokes it out of bounds, looking to cushion it to Ferran, but pass a little bit off the mark. El Cavas with it, sends it back to Rudell. 15 and a half to play. Greensboro now outshot 8-3. But all it takes is one.
Right. And they've had some opportunities
Sure
this
have.
half. And I wouldn't be surprised if Axel thought that El Cabas was behind him.
Yep,
so
he
let the
sure
ball
did.
Go. But they'll probably at least get one or two more opportunities, put it in the net, and should be a fun last 15 minutes here. Barry bringing the ball up the field. El Cabas takes it away. Tries to get it to Deanna, but can't quite get there. Axel on the run.
Cleared away by Barry and hit out of bounds off of the knee, I think, of Garcia Avila. So throwing it in will be Ferran.
Now some contact here with Barrios and
yeah, Garcia, Barrios, and El Bay. Looked like somebody had if it's football, we'd say it was a horse collar. American football, we'll specify. Ferran looking to settle it, heads it on up ahead. Greensboro, though, with it. Nagash sending it in towards the box. Off of the back of Deanna.
He didn't know where it was.
No, it hit off of his back. And El Cabas will send it towards the Greensboro bench. So out of bounds, and Ferran will throw it in again. Yeah, if Deanna had turned around, maybe he's making a play on that. Here comes Ralsted.
It's getting interesting here.
Yeah, this is kind of what we expected yesterday in the Guilford game.
I know, right? This is kind of what we thought was going to happen yesterday, but a lot of jawing back and forth.
Yep.
If you're not with us, it's been a hard-fought game. Both teams just a little
taken away.
frustrated.
Yeah, Ferran pushing Garcia Avila down.
That's
yep,
a card for
absolutely.
sure.
That'll be the first one we've seen today.
It's a pretty easy card there. That was Ferrand. On the card, as you see on your screen, Greensboro's going to have some substitutions.
Yep. Looks like Goldsberry about to check in. Ullman about to check in as well.
Yeah, hopefully the referees can keep control of this game here as it gets a little more physical.
Well, and just the intention, everything's going to ramp up here in the final 13 minutes. Greensboro trying to settle it down, and they will. Nagash sending this one in towards Goldsberry. Goldsberry's tripped, or that's Drost rather. He's tripped up.
Wow. Some interesting calls here.
Yeah, foul's going to go against Greensboro, it looks like, even though it looked like Drost was the one who ended up on his back first. And so it'll be Cherry to kick this one away, which he does now. Sent on up ahead to Osho. Osho getting around King, sends this a little bit further back. Back to Osho, still working the far side. See if they can't cross the field here to Ralsted over in the middle. Sent on up ahead to Champ. Headed away by Greensboro. That might have been, I think that was Hall. Oh, check, that was Nagash down there. Sent on up ahead. Deanna's tripped up with his defender. And I think there's going to be a foul on Deanna.
Wow.
11:40 left here. As Cherry kicks it away again to Champ. Well, it's turned into a cool, well, it was already cool today, but I feel like it's even gotten cooler. Rudell overruns it, but able to recover. This one just skied up in the middle. Now it's Garcia Barrios looking to pass this up ahead to Garcia Avila.
Substitutions will stop the clock.
Those are the two that we said a moment ago. Omen in for Garcia Barrios, and Goldsberry is in for King. And for Greensboro here, safe to say, just some sloppy passing. And you know, Stephen, I think one of the things that we take away from this game, obviously hard fought, but I think for all the good things, I think you could still say this was a sloppy game for both sides.
Sure, I would say so for sure. And I mean, I think it may be fair to give the excuse of, for Greensboro anyways, that they played yesterday afternoon.
Oh, here's an opportunity, though, for too far away from Omen. I thought he might have had a shot. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. We've got some action here. Closing up on 10 minutes to play as Barry looks to be on the attack.
And, really, let me amend that statement. I would say some sloppy offense with some decent defense.
Sure. Yeah, no, we've seen both goalies make some key saves as well. So offensively, there's been opportunity, but the goalies have done a good job. And like you said, defensively, I think there's been a lot of good clears as well. So just, but some other things like you're talking about. I mean, just passes that aren't quite on target, some miscommunication on some passes. So that'll get cleaned up.
Yeah, cushion there from Omen turned aside, and here comes Barry the other way. An opportunity for, I believe that's Ratokin over there. Sends this over to Foran. Goes across the box, and it's going to roll out of bounds.
And we're going to stop the clock for a injury here.
9:47 to play. More substitutions coming up here. Ghazenfari about to check in for Greensboro, and Sam Carlson checking in for the Vikings. Ghazenfari looks like he's going to be in for El Cabas, who's coming out.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks, Jordan. Bye.
Carlson, trying to see who's coming in for him, and maybe Osho.
Osho, yeah.
Yeah. That comes as a bit of a surprise to me.
Push him back.
And another substitution for Greensboro here, it looks like also. And Edry is checking in. Edry is checking in for Deanna also. So again, 9:47 to go. Greensboro to throw in. It'll be Nagash over there. Kind of in front of, I guess that's the Berry bus. The Berry bus. I don't know why that made me laugh, but it did. Nagash throws it in. And Stephen, to go back to that point about the passing and not to necessarily bludgeon a dead horse necessarily, as this is sent on to Omen. But even some passes that may have been on target, just like the wrong touch on a pass. You send it too soft and defenders get in the way and intercept it, or you send it too hard and they can't catch up to it. Much like that one there as Dross heads that one to Hermosa. 9:15 to play. This is sent on up ahead to Goldsberry. Now to Cardona, back to Goldsberry, trying to settle it. Instead, runs into a defender.
Recover.
Sent away by Rudell. This one's sent in and poked out of bounds, I believe, by Dross.
Corner kick coming.
Another substitution. This is going to be Lucas Stevenson checking in. And coming out is going to be Jack Ralston. 8:49 to go. And Hermosa about to send this one skyward. Long feed up ahead. Headers back and forth settled by Barry. push this one up ahead to Ratokin. Trying to get around Droz, he does. Shot in just wide. One of the first real scoring chances either team has had today. That's going to go just wide of the net. And it'll be a throw in here for Ghazenfari, who sends it right to Ferranda the other way. Barry with it. And Omen will send it down the other way. Opportunity here for Goldsberry to show the speed. Instead, though, it's going to be hit the other way by Barry. Kale Hermanson, a diving header there.
Pretty easy call there on the foul. That was Stevenson, who just came into the game.
Yeah, so I thought it was a diving header for Hermanson, but it was a dive because he was
he was
knocked to the ground. Yeah, had no choice.
Forced to dive.
7:35. 7:35 on the clock. Free kick for Kale Hermanson. Service into the box here, headed away, or midsection away, I guess, by Elbay, who will chase it down. He'll send this one on up ahead. Negash with the header. Taken away by Barry and cleared by Rudell. Coming back to get it is Jackson Champ. Ferrand and Garcia Avila back and forth. Let's send on up ahead to Champ again. Here comes Tyler Whitaker. Omen again getting in the way of the passing lane. Good bit of footwork to keep that away from Ferrand. Here comes Garcia Avila. That goes out of bounds. Little heel toe there from Gustav Omen. Substitutions coming for Greensboro. Hemington's checking back in for Cardona.
Thanks, Jordan. Well done, Leo.
6:36 to play. Ghazenfari looking to throw. And headed out of bounds by Whitaker. Greensboro to throw in again. Ghazenfari a little bit further down. Parker Paulé about to check in here in a moment for Barry. This one missing all the intended targets for Barry as it's sent back up the field. Hermosa will settle it to Rudell. Back to Hermosa. Long feed up ahead and redirected by Champ. Kankler's up ahead now to Elbay. Looks like Negash missed a tackle. Shot off of the post. Hermosa went up to get it. I think that one went up off of the post.
A clear look there.
Yeah, that's the second really dangerous setup that Barry has had here in the last, 5 minutes or so.
Can't give up a look like that late in the game.
We talked about how Greensboro's looked a little bit tired today, and I think this is where you're really going to see it in the last 5 minutes. Where can you make that last push, or can you prevent Barry from doing the same? .5:46 to go. Hermosa with the long feed up ahead. Hemington is taken down. And it's going to be a foul on Barry. Hemington holding his midsection. Hemington, check that Hermanson on the kick. As he sends it towards the right-hand side of the net, headed by Greensboro. Not quite to the 18-yard line now. It starts to roll in. Fighting for it up there is Hemington. But it's going to be taken away by Barry. Long feed up ahead. And Rudell was right there. Rudell sends this one back to Droz. Droz returns fire the other way, and it's going to roll out of bounds. 4:40 to play. Yes, it has gotten colder. both temperature-wise and almost feels like Greensboro's offense has done the same.
4 minutes to get a good one.
I think you look at the Pride today, and I would say my impression, defense gets a B+, offense I would give a not great score, maybe a C- or so today.
Yeah, First half was, they only had, I believe, one shot in the first half, and just couldn't get much going. This half, it's been better. They made some adjustments and had a couple opportunities, had a couple corner kicks. But here recently, the last handful of minutes, just haven't been able to put anything together yet. But still about 3:45 to play. See if they can get at least one more shot.
Pale. Teams heading it back and forth between each other. Opportunity here for Stevenson, sends this over to El Bay. El Bay service far side, header missed by Barry. Ghazenfari is going to go and get it, sends it to Oman. Good feed in the middle to Hemington. Passes this up ahead to Goldsberry.
Nice
Great job by Goldsberry to slip in front of the defender. Here's a pass up ahead to Garcia Avila. No, it's going to be cleared by Cherry. Perhaps the most lethal look Greensboro has had and the most success they had passing it down the pitch all day.
Come on, Green. 2:57.
Under 3 to go. Barry again in the offensive third. Service right side of the net and out of bounds. Could not connect with Carlson. Checking in Jalen King, and Goldsberry's coming out. .241 to go. Hermosa setting it to his liking, getting ready to boot it away. Hermosa's kick headed away by Barry. Good feed up ahead. Greensboro trying to settle it. Nagash runs into Rudell. This is sent up ahead to Garcia Avila. Now to King in the middle. Now to Garcia Avila running to a location. Poked aside again by Barry. Long feed up ahead to Stevenson. Drost finally catches up to him. Stevenson feed in front of splits a couple Greensboro defenders. Odd carom on that one. A lot of spin. That one sent back in on net. Headed just wide of the net again. Another golden opportunity for Barry.
Wow, what a pass. And the header almost went in for the Vikings, and they just missed that opportunity to potentially win the game.
Approaching 90 seconds. That one headed by Oman. Now to Hemington. Nope, it's poked away by Barry, but he's overrun it. El Bay is overrun it. Long feed on up ahead. Headed back by Barry. Now one to Oman with the header, and King is not in position. I think Oman expected King to be a little bit further up the pitch. He was not in possession. Long chance for Barry. Here's El Bay. El Bay feeds this towards the far sideline. Retoken looking for that one. It goes out of bounds. Under 60 seconds remaining in the contest. Nagash to throw in. He's directing traffic. And this one headed a couple by both sides. Now here comes El Bay again. El Bay feeds this one on up ahead. It's going to roll over the end line. We are at 30 seconds left. Greensboro certainly doesn't appear to have a whole lot of sense of urgency here. Rather take the scoreless tie than find themselves on the short end of a 1-0 stick. This one fed on up ahead by Hermosa, and that should just about do it. A defensive struggle here at Pride Field this afternoon, as Greensboro and Berry will play to a 0-0 tie here this afternoon. Greensboro now sees their record sit at 2-0-2. Berry is now 1-0-3. Taking a look at some of the final numbers here today. 10 shots for Berry, 3 for Greensboro. Probably the biggest shot discrepancy we have seen for the Pride this year. Shots on goal go 5-2 in favor of the Vikings. Corners 4-3 in favor of Greensboro. Berry the only yellow card of the game. Fouls 7-4 on Greensboro. Individual numbers today. Shots on goal for the Vikings, 1 for Stevenson, 1 for Kanklers, and Albertson had 3 shots, 3 of them on goal. Shots that missed today for the Vikings, 2 for Retoken, 1 for Guzman, Ralston, and El Bay. And for Greensboro, 1 shot on goal for El Cabas, 1 shot on goal for Edry, and Deanna had 1 that missed the mark. Hermosa saved all 5 of his opportunities, and Cherry was a pit for Greensboro defensively today and saved both of Greensboro's shots that went on net. So again, a final score of 0-0. One last look at what else has gone on around the USA South today. There's only one other game that was on the slate, and it should be approaching halftime. North Carolina Wesleyan trailing Oglethorpe 1-0. Ethan Martinez a goal 12 minutes deep in that contest. And so Oglethorpe leading the Battling Bishops 1-0 as they're actually only about midway through the first half in that one. So what's coming up for Greensboro College Athletics? We mentioned the doubleheader on Wednesday. First game is the men against Averett on Wednesday, September the 10th. That is a 4:30 start time. And then women's soccer is in action at 7 o'clock against Johnson and Wales. Both of those will be here at Pride Field. Both of them will be on the Greensboro College Sports Network if you're not able to make it out here on Wednesday. We certainly hope to see you there, but if not, again, we'll have you all covered. That'll wrap everything up here for us this weekend. A successful weekend it was. A quick recap: volleyball taking down Guilford on Friday night, and then on Saturday, volleyball defeats Clinton. Men's soccer defeating Guilford yesterday 2-0. Women's soccer a win on the road at Averett. And then, of course, football, the big win yesterday against Guilford in the Soup Bowl, 21-7. And it all ends today with a scoreless tie. Men's soccer against Berry. That'll wrap everything up here. A big thank you again to all of our game day staff, for our athletic director, Jerry Fisk, who kind of doubled as our broadcast spotter today. For producer and color commentator Stephen Whitenhouse, I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a green and white good night. This has been a presentation of Greensboro College Athletics on the Greensboro College Sports Network.